Celebrating the magic of high school sports, Allen Media Group proudly presents the 2024 WIAA Football Championships, live from Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin. This WIAA sports exclusive is brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company, premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years.
We have seen rain, we have seen snow, we have seen wind, and we have seen 3 gold balls awarded. Time to award one more before we call it a day. Racine St. Catharines and Baldwin Woodville facing off in this WIAA Division IV State Championship. Welcome to Camp Randall. I'm Brad Hanson. So excited to have you with us as we get one more game going tonight. We've got Nick Tabbert on the sidelines. But to get you ready to start this Division IV Championship, we're going to send it upstairs.
Thanks so much, Nelly. This may be a classic matchup of an offense against a very stingy defense, and something's got to give.
Yeah, here's the numbers I want people to remember. 45-5. Baldwin Woodville averages 45 points per game. Racine St. Cat's only gives up 5 points per game. We got a great matchup here with a great offense and a great defense. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, the Angels, they've got some weapons, some all-state guys, but that defense is super stingy. Only 5 a contest.
Yeah, they really are aggressive defense, right? They got playmakers all over the place. What I really like about them is they're sound fundamentally, and they do it very, very well, and obviously very well coached. Eddie Vincent on the other side for them with the quarterback is a threat with his legs and his arm. Going to be a lot of fun to watch what he's able to do here today out on Camp Randall Field. As we transition then over into Baldwin Woodville, 2 dudes in the backfield, and I mean dudes. Number 3 in Gavin Sell, number 2 in Halldorf. 2 all-state players. They are wrecking machines. If this defense can't control one guy, they better watch out for the other. And then how do you bottle up both? I don't know if they're going to be able to do that today. It's going to be a real interesting matchup. The old chess game, so to speak, as we head into tonight's game.
Yeah, and as we head into tonight's game, we send it down to Nick, who's also going to be battling Mother Nature along with these players.
Yeah, guys, the rain is starting to come down a little bit harder than we saw in that Division 5 game just a few moments ago. Baldwin Woodville, let's state for the first time in 30 years that road to state was cleared by 5 new starting offensive linemen. The group of Andrew Thompson, Sam Aho, Will Phelps, Drew Stark, and Trevor Murdoch all earned that spot this season. They started to really gel around week 3, and like you talked about, those 2 big studs in the backfield making all the touchdowns happen. It's because of that brand new starting 5 up front.
Nick, thanks. Stay dry. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Baldwin Woodville ready after a 30-year hiatus, making the trip to Madison. The Blackhawks ready to make another run to take another trophy back home to Western Wisconsin, facing a Racine St. Catharines team that is unbeaten with a defense that has been daunting. Our Menards, keys to the game. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs, Scott Nelson.
Well, you just tapped on one with Racine St. Cat's, their defense. They have to be aggressive tonight. It really, weather-wise, this fits really well for a defense because ball security and control offensively is going to be very, very difficult. On the other side, when you take a look at their offense for Baldwin Woodville, the Blackhawks, Gavin Sell, the quarterback, is an extremely, extremely good ball player. All-state, as we mentioned in the open. He needs to control the tempo. He needs to control with ball security. He needs to control that defense by looking off players in the secondary and making sure he's reading the front right to help with protection with those offensive linemen. If he can do that, that sets up pretty well against a stingy defense.
Baldwin Woodville won the toss, but they deferred, so they will boot the football. Black pants, white tops, silver helmets with the red trim. Racine St. Catharines going with the white helmets, and then black head to toe. Lamont Hamilton, you saw him, number 7. He is a do-everything player. Offense, defense, special teams, they will try to figure out a way to get him the football as much as possible. Going to try to get his mitts on it here on the opening kickoff in the Division IV title tilt. Hamilton will watch it bounce into the end zone. Now this offense for St. Cat's, Scott Nelson, not too much of a slouch themselves. 36 points per ball game. And you mentioned Eddie Vincent, the quarterback. Very efficient back there. Only one interception all season long. He takes care of the football.
Yeah, he does, and he delivers the ball very well to his targets. He understands that only as a junior, he really is in control of this offense. He's accounted and helped for roughly 24, 25 touchdowns this year for this team. They can put up some points, too, and a great compliment to that stingy defense.
Imarian Holder, talented running back behind him. And then, of course, Hamilton, watch number 7. They call him the Tyreek Hill of this offense, which means he'll be everywhere. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It's Holder. A little delayed draw. He'll push the pile close to the 25-yard line for a gain of 5.
Offensive lineman did a really nice job there, Bob, of just opening a quick gap right out in the A gap. That's the center and guard gap. Nice job of recognition and reading the defense and great communication on the offensive line. People have to know where they're going to block. Are they double teaming? Does one have to skip up to the second level? Or do they just stay engaged in that particular play? A nice 4-yard gain.
2nd and 6 for the Angels at 24. 3 seniors and 2 juniors on this experienced offensive line. Toss it to Holder. Trouble. And down he goes. Blown up by Gavin Sell. Yes, he plays on that side of the ball too.
Yeah, tremendous job of reading that, staying outside, good square shoulder pads, and nowhere to run for the running back. Awesome job by Gavin Sell. You just mentioned him here. Trevor Murdoch, a tremendous talent at linebacker for the Blackhawks. And Haldorf, the running back that we mentioned before. Teams like this, both sides, Racine, St. Cat's, along with Baldwin, Woodville, put their playmakers on the field. They know that's how they got to the state championship level. These guys love playing football, and it's great to see them provide an opportunity on both sides for those guys.
Big loss on the play, so now 3rd down and a dozen for St. Catherine's. Vincent with time. Gonna run. Chasing him down and throwing him down. There's Haldorf. And so the 2 guys we talked about on offense making plays on defense to start it off for Baldwin Woodville.
Well, complementary football, right? Understanding what it takes, and offensively, these guys know how to run. They also obviously know how to play defense, holding the outside edge, really good protection in the pocket to begin with. And then Vincent has to get on the scramble, coverage downfield. You call that a coverage sack. Great job in pursuit by this Blackhawk defense.
Isaac Cantu is the punter for Racine St. Catherine's. Gavin Sell is deep, standing at his own 46. A wobbler. And Sell bobbles and wobbles. And then Weebles wobble and go out of bounds at the 45.
Haven't heard that one in a long time. Weeble wobble.
That's how old I am.
Yeah, right. Right. And you see that kick there, right? The elements with this, ball security, catching the football, being able to throw it, get a grip on the ball as a quarterback. Gavin Sell has to be able to control that from his center, right? And then Haldorf, run game can really establish a lot of things here between Sell and Haldorf. And then you have a wide receiver in Monacan who does a tremendous job. He doesn't have a lot of catches on the year, a lot of yards, but he's a guy that poses a threat if you just focus on that run game.
Good field position for Baldwin Woodville from the 45. Sell with time. Whips it in there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mario Talamantes. The All-State linebacker jumping the route.
Great job by him by reading Sell's eyes. They're trying to get to the tight end in Kripnucky, and he just reads it, jumps in front. Huge turn of events and a great way to start for this aggressive defense for the Angels.
Now a message from our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network affiliate. Nelly, 5 alive on this play for St. Catherine's.
Yeah, Mariano Talamantes, you see him at the bottom part of the W there. Just watch him as he reads Gavin Sell. They're trying to get to number 84, Kropelnicki. He reads it, makes a break without hesitation, and a big pick 6 for the Angels.
He was all-state.
Not pick 6, just an interception, I should say. Sorry.
Pick maybe leading to 6. We shall see. But Talamantes, all-state last year, all-state this year. That kid just had eyes on the QB, and now the offense gets it back, and Holder gets another carry into Baldwin Woodville territory. Tough to bring down on the carry there to the 49. So new life for the offense for the Angels because that stingy defense once again comes through.
Well, a great field position. You touched on that right away with the Blackhawks on their first possession. Now the Angels have it in return, flipped it now on the 49-yard line for Baldwin Woodville in their territory, right? We'll see what kind of offense we're going to see from these guys. Can they get something established, move the chains a couple times to at least get in some rhythm here in this game?
Second down and 8. Vincent surveying, tossing it. There's Hamilton. It looks like Tyreek Hill, doesn't he? Hamilton changing course, 30-25, pushed out of bounds. That's the athleticism and the speed guy that you want to try to funnel the football to.
Well, Baldwin Woodville's defense is doing a great job of pursuit, forcing him to cut back. The trouble is there was blockers on the backside. His quarterback's leading down the field. Vincent does a great job of doing that same thing. But you see the speed, not only little Tyreek Hill, but maybe a little Barry Sanders on the cutback like that, right? Like, you just have to pursue, and you have to make sure your backside is waiting for that cutback. Everybody over-pursued from the backside, which opened it up back to the right.
Lamont's only a junior, and he is an exceptional basketball player at St. Catherine's as well. Already, Scott has a bunch of Division I offers to hoop it up.
Well, you want to get your best athletes out there, and obviously he's one of them.
Got him the first down at the 25-yard line. Split backfield. Delay the draw, and go off the left side. Isaiah Taylor on the carry there, the senior running back. Little thunder and lightning combo between Taylor and Holder.
Yeah, they do some misdirection here, right? They start one way, they bring him back. They're pulling an offensive lineman around to try and seal the edge. Really good job by the Blackhawks defensively. I think it might have been number 52 that got in there, if I'm not mistaken, in Murdoch. Again, you can't get crossed up with your eyes. You have to play sound fundamentals, and that means playing your position and trusting the guys in the field with you that they're going to do their job.
Taylor's the thunder, Holder's the lightning, just to keep that straight. Second down and 8, we're going to call it. Got them both in the backfield here. Vincent on the move. Going to scamper out of bounds at the 16-yard line, close to the first down. Going to bring up third down and a couple.
The Blackhawks have had really good coverage in the back end that doesn't allow Vincent to find an open receiver, but you start to see how they are able to move with his legs, right? Really good pocket protection. He gets to the outside edge, and then the pursuit's late because everybody's in coverage and man coverage, and so you got guys that are coming late to the football, which gave him a nice chunk of yardage there on that play. And that's what you have to almost decide as a defensive staff. Do we want to spy the quarterback? Do we take care of the running backs? Who are we really focusing on? And obviously, if they don't get their eyes on to Vincent soon, he's going to be able to run all over the field.
Holder and Taylor in the backfield with Vincent on 3rd and 2. And there's your thunder. Power football by Isaiah Taylor to get the first down. Punishing runner. He's a one-cut downhill runner, Scott, and gets the job done here.
Does a really good job of slipping out of the grasp of Veenendahl, number 62. He's able to hang onto his foot, but he drags him for that extra yardage for the first down. Right now, Racine St. Cat's is feeling a little bit of momentum. They got the turnover. They've been able to move the chains a few times like we just talked. Here's an opportunity now knocking inside the red zone. Can they finish now here from the 13-yard line?
Fresh set of downs here for Racine St. Catherine's, state champs back in 2018. First time back here at Camp Randall since then. It's Holder. And Holder gets piled on after a gain maybe of a yard. Maybe even lost a yard. Yeah, they're going to push him back to the 14.
Tremendous job by Holdorf, Sell, guys we talked about offensively, and then Murdoch again. The three of them just making a statement, right? Shooting the gap, recognizing, getting downhill. If you can get your linebackers shooting gaps downhill, it really sets up well for your defense. There was no hesitation. One guy hangs on, two guys help come finish him off. A great job defensively by the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and Andrew Thompson there, the finishing off part. 2nd down and 11. Vincent in trouble, slippery, gets out of it again, and Vincent pushed out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Flag comes in late along the sidelines.
I'm not sure if we're going to get a late hit out of bounds or if we're going to block in the back by one of the receivers down towards the goal line. Will be interesting to see what they call.
Sean Umlin is the referee. There it is, Nelly. See if we can catch it.
Blackhawks are bringing pressure. He gets out of the grasp initially, and then he starts scrambling. Right here at the top part of your screen, you just see the little shove in the back. That's one where you have a little conversation with him on the sideline.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Here you hear Sean Umlin from Minocqua. He and his crew from that neck of the woods.
Come back to that last thought, right? Just a little conversation in the back. You don't need to do that. Just stand in the way. Stand there. If he runs into you, that's nothing. You're not engaging. But as soon as you put your hands out, it makes it really easy for the officials to recognize and throw the flag.
If you're going to do anything, it's like do a pick in basketball, right?
Pretty much. That's what it amounts to, yeah.
So it wipes out, would have been maybe 1st and goal, but could have been inside the 5-yard line. Instead, back to the 14. 2nd down and 11. We were just here. Vincent over the middle. Almost intercepted. Dane Vienendahl had his mitts on it, but couldn't hold on.
This is where the weather comes into play. You can see the rain on the screen. Does the quarterback get a good grip on the ball? Does he deliver it well? It's a little bit high and a little bit behind. Not bad coverage by Vienendahl at all, but that's one where he ducks underneath at the last second. That's one that he's going to wish he had back.
It's one of the best cornerbacks they've ever had at BW. That's what his head coach Dan Kiefer said, and he's been around to see a lot of good ones. Brings up 3rd down and 11. Taylor in the backfield, dotting the I behind Vincent, and delay of game.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Wow, the St. Cat's offense has thrown a bunch of different formations at this Blackhawk defense. They've come out in quads. They've come out with a tight end in the wing and two running backs. And then this time they went trips with a tight end on the backside. A lot of different things for this defense to have to adjust to. That causes communication problems, and they're trying to see what they're going to get from each particular scenario. Here they're back in a tight trips formation. Baldwin Woodville had a safety back. Now he's walked up, so they made some adjustments on the defensive call, assuming this was going to be the play.
Back to the 19. They need the 3. Vincent going to try to get him a little closer. Not to the 1st down, but maybe for a field goal try. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Running to what you typically would call the strong side with the tight end. A lot of big bodies out there. Kropelnicki, who we talked about as a tight end for the Blackhawks, this time forces him back inside, holds the edge. Again, do your job fundamentally, and good things can happen.
Isaac Cantu is their kicker, but they don't kick often and don't have to often, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 9. Eddie Vincent. Trouble from behind and brought down at the 7-yard line, and Baldwin Woodville will take over on downs. They bend but do not break and do not give up any points. We remain scoreless in Madison. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliate. 2024 WIAA Football Championships brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. I don't know what's coming down from the skies right now, Scott. It's rain, snow, ice, sleet. It's a little bit mixed bags. Yeah. You don't like the weather in Wisconsin? Just wait a minute. So Baldwin Woodville getting the football back. Last time they had it, they threw an interception. So Gavin Sell and company get a redo here on 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. And Sell's going to keep it. And Sell runs out of bounds. Back to the 4th down stop by Baldwin Woodville, Nelly.
Well, I think B-Dub Blackhawks are sitting here right now. They're going to rush 4. You see the guys on the outside right to our right on the screen are going to be in man coverage with safety help over the top. If you roll it here, guys, 4 guys rushing, holding the pocket, forcing him up in the middle. Linebackers are just reading the quarterback. We talked about that. Are they going to spy the quarterback? Are they going to adjust to that? That time the pursuit and angles that they took were perfect. Big 4th down stop.
So perhaps changing the play here on 2nd down and 5. Haldorf's got it, stringing him out, and diving ahead and skid mark at the 18-yard line. Looks like he's got the 1st down. Taden Haldorf, the senior, Nelly, 29 rushing touchdowns, over 2,100 yards on the ground this year. Those are all-state numbers, to be sure.
And you see some speed from him getting to the outside edge. On the other play, Sell came to the right side. He went to the left side. But you see this pursuit of this Angel defense. They've got some speed of their own, stretching them sideline to sideline.
Marked them short, so it's 3rd down and less than a yard. Sell's going to get it, and more. Gavin Sell getting loose. Finally brought down at the 40-yard line.
Well, we talked earlier, when you got 2 dudes, right? It's really hard to account for both of them. Very patient. It's basically just a lead for your quarterback. Just a quarterback power coming through. Does a great job of recognizing, slipping a tackle, getting to the outside. Almost broke that tackle from Isaac Cantu. Not enough, but a huge 3rd down play and gain up to the 41-yard line.
Sell tucks it back in, calls his own number. Close to midfield on that carry. Nice chunkage there on 1st down. And the St. Catherine's defense, yeah, they've been stingy all season long. The most points they gave up, Nelly, was 14 in level 3 against Lake Mills. 14. 4 shutouts on their resume during the season as Haldorf gets it into Angels territory for another 1st down.
I tell you, this defense, right? You see number 5 there in Talamantes, right? A tremendous job in Mariano. Then look who's next to him, number 13, right? Sitting right there. These guys, the defensive line is very strong up front. Is able to shed blocks. The trouble is, can they shed enough of them, right? Are they getting double teamed? Are they going to be manned up one-on-one? And it's a matter of gaining position and getting your eyes to where the football is. But with 2 guys in the backfield, a lot of misdirection, your quarterback reading certain plays makes it really hard to locate.
And right now, these 2 dudes, as Nelly calls them, are chewing up the yardage against this defense. And now you give it to somebody else. This is Vienendahl and Dane in the little jet option, which is part of this Dan Kiefer offense.
And part of what the offense is Gavin Sell has to read as a quarterback. The previous play, he took it and ran it himself. This time he gives it to Vienendahl, does a great job of recognizing somebody collapsing down on him. Will get to the outside edge, get some positive yards.
And they're going no huddle. They're going quick. Sell keeps it himself again. Trying to keep this defense off balance is Baldwin Woodville.
I think this is a really good execution by coach here now, going hurry up. The St. Cat's defense, right? They don't have a lot of guys in their bench, so these guys can get tired. Can we wear them down by going fast?
2nd down and 7 here into the red zone. Baldwin Woodville knocking on the door, trying to break the scoreless tie.
Nice job of showing hurry up and being patient here. See what the defense is going to set up with and then calling the play after everything gets set.
Look at the spin back by Haldorf. Had an opening on the right and then decided to navigate back to the middle and pick up the 1st down.
and we'll talk about this a ton, over pursuit from defense. You have to be very, very careful with that. If you over pursue, there are cutback lanes. You have to trust that backside to come late just in case. That time St. Cat's was a little late to the party.
It's 1st and goal, Baldwin Woodville. Waldorf, straight ahead run to the 6.
Nice powerful run, lowering the shoulders at the end of that to gain an extra yards. Those are the little things that go hidden, right? That people don't always recognize, but that extra yards makes a big difference, especially when you were 1st and goal, now you're 2nd and goal. It's the hardest 10 yards to get in football.
Waldorf flanked to the left of his quarterback, Gavin Sell, on 2nd and goal. Got it again. Cutback, not this time, denied after a gain of only a couple. St. Cat's got plenty of black jerseys there to squash him shy and bring up 3rd down.
Nice tackle by Mauricio Telementez. Right, does a tremendous job of squaring his shoulders, bringing him down, but again, they're going quick. A late substitution by the Angels. And we got a timeout for St. Cat's as well. A little disarray. Probably smart here down in the end zone or the red zone
Timeout,
to call
Angels.
that.
So Dan Miller saying, I don't like how this looks from a fire drill standpoint. So we want to make sure here on an important 3rd and goal coming up. The Rural Mutual Road to State. How these two teams got here. We mentioned that Baldwin Woodville took them 30 years to get back here. But this is how they did it. Look at the numbers they piled up in their 4 games to make it to state. Freedom, an excellent ball club, but they knocked off the Irish in a back and forth shootout. And then took care of number 1 seed in their bracket, Winneconne.
I think it just takes this offense a little bit to get going. Once they start moving, it's awfully difficult to stop. Well coached. You can tell when you look at the players, eyes are attentive on the coach. They're listening. They're understanding what he wants. And the coach trusts him, right? He puts him out there, and he trusts Gavin Sell to take care of things where he needs to and adjust where he needs to. But obviously a stout offense on their part.
It's a Real Mutual Road to State premiums paid here. Stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. 3rd down and goal for the Blackhawks. Bobble the snap. And costly. Down goes Sell. He momentarily, Nelly, had a chance to reel it in and make a play, but Mother Nature wasn't having it.
Well, right out of the gate there, he just takes his eyes off the snap, trying to get a quick handoff to Waldorf, goes through his hands, has the wherewithal to get it and save that, right? But that's what we talk about, like you have to, little things matter in a game like this, right? Weather's the same for both teams. You can call what it is, right? But things are wet. Makes it tough to tackle, makes it tough to hang onto the football. And then you just have to make sure that your quarterback, again, a senior quarterback, a tremendous athlete that wants to make sure that he leads his team to victory, just settle down, right? We don't need to stress and press down here just because we're inside the 10-yard line. Do what we do. Let's score points. Let's get up, kick the football off, and let our defense get back at them again.
Well, and to your point, Dan Kiefer calling a timeout here to settle down and maybe talk it over. Do we want to try a field goal here? They've got a soccer kicker, a soccer kid who's also a football player, to try a field goal. Do you want to try that in the elements here, or do you want to try to punch it in here on 4th and goal?
Looks like they're bringing the regular offense out to that point. We'll see what kind of play in the design they call up here. Maybe they're going to try and draw them off sides, get a little bit closer to the end zone. If they can't do that, maybe you call another timeout, kick the field goal. It's hard to burn 2 here in the same possession.
4th and goal from the 9. Little razzle-dazzle, perhaps. Still on his feet. Waldorf, can he get there? No, he's knocked out of bounds short.
Tremendous effort by Waldorf getting out of the 1 tackle to even give himself a chance to try and score. I was watching the cornerback for Racine St. Cat's. He was locked on and engaged with the receiver down at the end. Hopefully catch it right at the part in the end zone. He comes off the receiver late. A little bit of help from inside. 2 or 3 guys are able to force him out of bounds before he gets pay dirt.
You saw Isaiah Taylor, Nelly. That's him being looked at. He was the man who shot in there first and slowed down Waldorf. And it looked like he grabbed his shoulder. He hit the turf hard, trying to make that solo tackle. He's up. That's good news
A lot of times when you reach out to make a tackle and the running back pulls his leg out, that's obviously more mass and strength coming out of a leg than the arm. Sometimes that pulls you hit funny on the turf. Kids aren't used to the hard turf, right? And so it changes things a little bit. So hopefully that's something he can recover and come back from.
And number 4, yeah, pain but gain, because without that slowdown of Holdorf,
huge play. Yep.
Maybe the guys behind him don't get there in time, but they did en masse to push him out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So the offense back out there for the Angels in a scoreless first quarter. Vincent going to take the snap in his own end zone. Try to get some clearance with Holder, and he will. Runs out of bounds at the 7. For a moment, Holder had to navigate and make sure he get out of the end zone.
Well, I was worried watching him because he was going really slow behind that offensive line to begin with, and Amarin all of a sudden saw something outside it and hit it, bounced outside. Smart move on his part, but made me nervous in the beginning there because they were holding up the front. He was able to slip to the outside. Just need to be really attacking out of your end zone as opposed to patiently.
He got 5, so it's 2nd and 5. Vincent trying to draw him off. Snap it, give it. Holder stopped short. Maybe a yard on the Holder carry. Going to bring up 3rd down as the rain continues to fall here on a chilly Thursday night in Wisconsin.
Well, and we're starting to wind down the first quarter here. This has to be a play that the Angels are comfortable with, right? The guys know that they can have some success with, because you're going to flip the field with possession. If you don't get this, you're going to end up punting, and then you're going to provide great field position for Baldwin Woodville. So this has to be a play that the guys know they can execute well, and they can make some things happen.
3rd and 4, they won't even snap it.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
So we will march with them down to the other end of the field. Angels nothing, Blackhawks nothing. Second quarter on tap. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. '24 WIAA Football Championships brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. Scoreless between Baldwin Woodville and Racine St. Catharines through the first 12 minutes of action. Bob Brainerd, Scott Nelson, our crew here in rainy Madison. 3rd and 4 for the Angels. Swing it. Holder trying to dance along the sidelines, but he's pushed out of bounds at the 11. That's a yard shy.
Trying to slip around the edge. A really good job on the outside edge by the cornerback. I think it was number 25, Vienendahl, that established himself outside edge, squared up to the wide receiver, and forced a little bit different angle around the corner down the sideline that pushed him out of bounds.
4th down, and everyone getting excited because would they go for it here? How much guts do you have at the 11? Timeout called by Baldwin Woodville. So what they did, you saw the personnel, Nelly, and what they did is they were going to try to get it to Lamont Hamilton to see if he could, you know, maybe do something creative, but they'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we come back. This is a message from your network sponsors, your WIAA network affiliate. Well, Nelly, as soon as Lamont Hamilton lined up to take the snap on 4th and 1, and he's doing it again, Baldwin Woodville burned a timeout. They said, hold the phone. Will they snap it? Hamilton got you the first down, and then some out to the 20-yard line. So a little wildcat with your Tyreek Hill type player.
And when you take a look at that, the entire 11 defensive guys are all within like 5 yards, trying to shoot gaps, trying to get off blocks. A really good job in lead blocking out front for them was number 4, Isaiah Taylor. Does a great job of just chipping a block, allowing Hamilton to slip through there. Shifty, not very big, hides behind that big offensive line, and good things happen.
Hamilton again. They got something going. Get number 7 churned up. And a pickup of 19 close to the 40.
There's always little different wrinkles that teams throw into the state championship, right? Maybe I don't know if these guys in St. Cat's have done this before with Hamilton, but if they haven't, obviously it's something the Blackhawk defense didn't prepare for. They got to get that corrected. He's too talented, too shifty, too quick. Now getting chunks of yards, and you start to get this offense rolling a little bit. They feel pretty good with where they were at to start this drive, getting a tough 4th down and 1. Now they're sitting out at the 39-yard line. They got things rolling.
Well, head coach Dan Miller told us we're going to get Lamont Hamilton some backfield touches. When he said that, we assumed it was, okay, handing
jet
off
sweeps,
from Vincent.
Back,
right.
Yeah, right.
Vincent's back in there to take the snap here. And back to Holder on the ground, up and over the 40 to the 41. But he not only gave you the first down on that 4th and 1 from the 11, but he also gave you something to think about defensively if you're Baldwin Woodville.
Well, yeah, you start setting things up for later in the game. What's really going to happen? Is he going to run this play again? Are they going to hand it off? How are they going to adjust to this defensively? And then offensively, what are you going to build off of that play that you saw or that you ran earlier in the game?
2nd down and 8 at the 41 for the Angels. Scoreless contest here in Division 4. Holder behind Vincent. Loads up, goes deep. Hamilton! Catch! And run it in for the touchdown! "59-yard hookup, 1-7.
Quarterback catches it, 1 step, throws it up to his main target. Hamilton does a great job running underneath it. I think that was the 5th pass play of the game. Not that St. Cat's hasn't attempted it, but perfect throw. Great job running underneath it. Hands go up late. Defender never has a chance to recover. Veenendahl, again, a very, very good cornerback, but got beat over the top just on a go route. Quarterback trusts it. And when that happens, good things happen for your team.
Boy, that's like Cheetah 2.0. Did everything on that drive. Got them the first down deep in their own territory. Got another big carry, and then the 59-yard hookup on the pass from Vincent.
You ride your horses all the way through, right?
Going for 2, as they often do. And this will be a walk to the corner. In for the 2-point try. Telemontez. Mariano makes it 8-0. On the board first, the Angels. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Lamont Hamilton, big man on campus. Big moment for him on the scoring drive. He had his hands all over it, Scott Nelson.
Just a tremendous throw and a catch by Hamilton getting down there, and then obviously you see the speed, just a straight go route for the score. A player that shows up in many different facets for Racine St. Cat's, and obviously paid it there to get on the board first.
This is going to be usually kicking off as can too, but we're going to have Contreras Ward. Got the big body out there. Try to boom it in the elements. And it worked.
Little straight on kick.
Yeah. Past Veenendahl, in and out of the end zone for the touchback. Down to the field, the wet, soggy field, and Nick.
Thanks, guys. We've seen Mariano make plays on both sides of the ball. We learned this week that he is one of 8 finalists for the NFL Latino Youth Honors Awards. He was nominated by Coach Dan Miller and the Green Bay Packers. He will spend Super Bowl weekend in New Orleans. In a social media post, Mariano said he is excited to represent the Packers, all Latino youth, and his culture.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. He is Dan Miller says the heart and soul of this outstanding defense. Good player on and off the field. 1st and 10, Baldwin Woodville trying to answer, down 8-0. And it's Gavin Sell trying to scamper to the left side, and nothing there. The hole closed quickly. Travion Thompson was there.
Well, they were bringing the house. Both linebackers are shooting the A-gaps. They moved out the D lineman. If you see number 61, nobody blocks him. Big dude, how do you not take care of the big fella up front? He's 6'3", 275 pounds. Hard to miss him. But he just stays in his gap where he's assigned to go. Makes a tremendous play for the Racine St. Cat's defense.
No gain, 2nd and 10. Sell trying to scamper with some blockers in front and then pushing to try to get the first down. See where they mark it. And yes, right at the 30. 1st down, Baldwin Woodville. Extra effort at the end, got it done.
Tremendous job by 84 Kropelnicki of maintaining his block, working his feet to seal the edge to allow the play to turn upfield for that first down. If he lets that defender cross his face, that could have been trouble. Really good job staying on his block.
Little draw play there to Halldorf. He's tripped up after a gain of a yard to the 31.
This is a drive where Baldwin Woodville just has to settle in, right? Just do the things that they're used to doing, making sure they make positive yards in each play. Don't get behind the sticks. Don't have penalties. Play clean football, but just get out of this area. Get down towards the Racine St. Cat's side of the field. Try and get some things rolling. You got plenty of time here to return the score, but you don't want to panic right now. You want these kids to just be settled in, comfortable playing football, but playing aggressive football at the same time.
2nd and 9. Man in motion. Sell keeps it. And again, tripped up. 52 got in there. Xavier Graber, the all-state defensive lineman at St. Catherine's. Two-way guy that, as Scott mentioned earlier, these sizes, you've got all your athletes on both sides of the football because that's how important they are.
Yeah, and you need your playmakers, your best playmakers in this game right now doing both things, and offense, defense, probably sometimes special teams. You just have to. If you're going to sell out, try and win a goal ball, that's what you got to do.
3rd and 6, showing pressure. Sell, cut back, ball's popping around. It's all over the football field. Scooped up, but this will be a big-time loss back to the 16. Hot potato, and no one could get their mitts on it from Baldwin Woodville until it was all the way back after a huge loss.
Well, we talked about ball security at the get-go. Sell does a great job of getting through the gap, and then somebody just taps his arm and basically just popped out of there, right? Slippery because it's wet. Great job by Halldorf to recover that, but that security, that's where if you haven't cleared the linebackers, you better have both arms and both hands and both legs and a body and everything else covering that football because the Angels come after you.
We just talked about him. That was Mariano Telemontez who got his mitts in there and ripped it away and caused this punt, fielded by Hamilton at the 49. We've seen how dangerous he can be, not this time as he spins out of bounds at the 47. So 8-0, Racine St. Catherine's on the board first and now starting to D up here with Mother Nature perhaps helping them along the way. She is coming in, making some racket as per usual.
And we talked a little bit during the break. That's rain. I would much rather play in some snow than rain simply because of ball security and footing and just anything, right? Trying to grab on the tackles. Fans aren't enjoying this. They're just sitting down. It makes it really hard to enjoy a game. But when you put a product out there and your home team is there and you're competing, right, it's a great atmosphere to begin with. But if the field gets a little slick, ball gets a little slick, you just make sure that you control things as best you can.
This is Hamilton lining up to take the snaps, and timeout called by Racine St. Catherine's. Now you go back to the touchdown, Nelly. We saw Eddie Vinson, their quarterback. He came off hobbling a little bit after throwing that touchdown pass. So you wonder if Vinson, if they're going to be careful with him, or if he may have to sit out for an extended period of time.
Yeah, I'm sure they're trying to be as careful as they can with him to make sure that he's healthy to go the rest of the game, if at all possible. But when you got a guy in number 7, Lamont Hamilton, that's able to jump back in there, it creates different play calling, different sets for your offense, which changes the defense a little bit, right? So then, again, coaches have to adjust certain things. If we get hit number 7 in the backfield, this is what we want to do. If we have number 1 back there, we got to be aware of where number 7 is. We also have to run game. And all that stuff has to start to adjust. That's where coaches, as you see, wearing headsets, they communicate to each other. There's coaches up in the press box with us looking down. There's coaches on the field communicating to the kids. You just have to make sure all those parties are on the same page.
Dan Miller's wondering, should I zip up this jacket? I don't know. Here's the drive so far. Of course, it started off, no big deal, right? Baldwin Woodville pinned their ears back and then went out on downs. And then the most impressive drive, starting off on their own 2-yard line and going for it on 4th and 1. Hamilton got him the first. Hamilton eventually got him the touchdown. St. Cat's offense, they've passed for 76, rushed for 69. Hamilton taking the snaps here from the QB spot. And they're all over him right here. Buried at the 47-yard line. No gain, back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, it really helps defensively in trying to stop Hamilton, is getting a guy to shoot through the gap right out of the get-go. And when he shoots by, it pauses number 7. When you're able to pause him with the speed and shiftiness that he has, that allows pursuit to come to the football, which is what you saw on that last play. If you don't get that, now he's got a free run. It makes it a lot harder to bring him down.
So Eddie Vinson getting the play and coming back in. A little wobbly as he walks in, but going to take the snap here on 2nd down and 10.
Looks like he's got his left ankle taped up a bunch. You can see the black around the shoe.
On the give. Good defense, stack up by the Blackhawks.
We can see the defense, right? The Blackhawks do a good job here, knowing that Hamilton's not in the backfield. The pursuit coming again. Guys getting off blocks, shooting the gaps, and it forces the running back to pause. If you can do that, that's pursuit. You didn't have to worry about number 7 with the shiftiness in Hamilton. He was flanked out as a receiver. We'll see what we get back here this play now.
So Taylor only got a yard, if that. So 3rd down and 9 or 10. They need the 38 to move the chains. Vinson looking to throw. Nothing left. Right. Dump it off. Catch and carry and lean past the 40. Going to be close. But probably a yard shy is Isaiah Taylor. But Taylor, Herculean effort to make this close on 4th down.
Well, and the awareness of where he has to get to, trying to extend the football for the first, got him close. Vienand on the flip side for the Blackhawk defense read it, was in coverage with his man, read the flare, just the safety check down route for your quarterback. He just needs to break down. If he breaks down, he doesn't run flying by the ball carrier then. He's able to probably get a tackle or pursuit again. He tried to get the kill shot, ran right by it, set up the 4th and 1 again.
3rd time they're going for it. They're 1 for 2 so far on 4th down. Vinson cut back and boy, this is going to be close. It looked like he had it no problem, and then there was pushback right at the 38.
And that's out for a measurement.
Yeah, the nose of the football, Nelly, is right at the 38.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought he got by it, and then they drove him backwards, but the officials down there didn't think so. We'll see what we get here on the replay. He's pushing forward. Looks to me like he got past the 38-yard line, but we'll see.
Oh, marked him short.
Like the chain's broken.
Wow. That short. Baldwin Woodville stops him on 4th down for the 2nd time tonight.
Dan Miller did not look happy on the sideline, and I don't blame him. I think they got past the 38-yard line, and I don't know that was a good spot by the officials, but you know what? You line up and you play. You got to adjust, and you got to overcome things like that.
So the Blackhawks offense back out there with 4:35 to go before halftime, trailing by a score.
They got to use this momentum now to drive down the field. They got to get something positive here. Nothing short of a field goal, but they got to get something moving here against this St. Cat defense.
And here's that defense pinning their ears back and doing that, wreaking havoc in the backfield. London Hadley, the sophomore, jumping in, almost taking the handoff.
Well, there's 7 guys up front ready to shoot gaps. Again, nobody blocks number 53. Tremendous job of getting off there and getting in the backfield. That's a huge play defensively. You're frustrated that you didn't get the first down on the offense. Defense comes through and is a little bit agitated, I would say.
Hadley is 4th tackle, and did that make some noise? 2nd and 13. On the give, churning to the 41, Haldorf. Got some of it back, setting up 3rd down and 7.
It's always hard offensively when you on first down you get pushed back behind the chains, right? It kind of changes some play calling. You have to be smart with the football. Ball security again comes into play. It's 3rd and 7 right now, and this is an opportunity now for the Blackhawks to maybe throw one up and see if they can get a quick hit. You just got to be careful. You don't want to throw the ball into where the defense is coming. Of course, they go with the run play instead.
Yeah. Or you do that.
What do I know?
You got a guy who ran for over 2,100 yards and say, get the first down.
Feed him. Yep.
Haldorf up and over midfield. They move the chains here.
Now they're quick on the ball too.
From midfield, 1st and 10, Blackhawks. Sell calls his own number. Ball's out. Angels got it and then got it back. Telemontez with the fumble recovery. Check that. C.J. Vaughn with the fumble recovery. Telemontez had it first and lost it.
Again, a read by your quarterback and Gavin Sell. He's fighting for extra yards. He got the one hand pulled off the football, trying to protect it better. Another helmet comes in, knocks it out. In pursuit by your defense. Never give up on a play. You never know what's going to happen. You can see right here at the end, his arm gets yanked off, and then the ball pops out. Really good call by the officials. Guys are pushing each other trying to get to the football. It's a mad scramble down there. A huge turn of events. Unfortunate for the Blackhawks, but a great play on the part of the Angel defense.
You saw Isaiah Taylor, his helmet, knock the football out of Sell's grip.
That's what we would call giving them the business, right? Arms and helmets and everything.
Everything. Holder to the 45-yard line. It was actually, you saw it, Nelly. Isaac Cantu actually had the football, and then his own guy popped it loose.
Yeah, right?
But C.J. Vaughn was there to clean up the mess, and it was messy. So now you see the time, 2:45 and counting. Taylor, another one of those playmakers on both sides of the football for this Angels squad. 2nd and 3, Vincent. Back in there taking the snaps. Holder stays in the block. Vincent escapes, throws.
Oh, the official got in the way.
Yeah, Hamilton is looking for a flag. He's saying pass interference, but the officials can't get called for pass interference.
Right. He was trying to move out of the way. Sometimes players are just a little bit too fast for you to react in the back end. I thought they might take a shot out of this formation. We'll see it right in the bottom part of your screen. Official recognizes it late. He gets out of the way. Yeah, you're right. He was the first one to hit Hamilton, but unfortunate for St. Cat's that that's the way that play ended, because they had him open and a nice throw. Good protection again up front for the pass. And Vincent does a nice job of putting the ball out there. Just unfortunate of that mishap.
Yeah, Lamont didn't realize who hit him. One of the Zebras. 3rd and 3. Give it to Hamilton. Stays on his feet, trying to cut back and get the first down. And it's a rugby scrum. They'll whistle it dead at the 48-yard line, a yard shy of the first down. And we've seen him go for 4th down here all over the football field.
Right.
This is pretty academic, isn't it?
I would think at this point, with what they've shown before with the clock running, that why not? Your defense is playing lights out. You might as well give a chance. And we've been able to get to the edge and shoot through some small gaps, right? I got a feeling that Hamilton will be lined up in the backfield again as a quarterback. The Wildcat formation, we saw that from James White here at the UW for a number of years. It's been successful for the Badgers. It's been successful for St. Cat's.
Indeed, it will be Hamilton taking the snap here on 4th and 1. He picked it up deep in his own territory, and now St. Catherine's will call a timeout. Dan Miller wants to discuss.
That's our last one, isn't it, with the half?
Timeout, St. Cat's. No, they can't hear me.
Scott McAuliffe is the offensive coordinator, and Troy Collier, the passing game coordinator for this multiple offense. Boy, it is multiple, Nelly, because we've seen pretty much everything, including the kitchen sink, run by this St. Cat's offense.
Yeah, and when you're looking at him here, right, he's communicating to his players now. Before he had his mic down, he's talking to the guys up front. What did we get defensively from Baldwin Woodville when we came out in that formation? Oh, now he's communicating. This is what we're going to run. This is what I need you to do, what I need you to do. And he's going through his offensive line. He's going through his running backs, his receivers, making sure everybody's on the same page. But that's a communication we talked about from the coaching staff, from the up in the press box down to the field, to make sure everybody's all locked in, especially on this big 4th down play. Huge call, because if they don't get it, you set up Baldwin Woodville with great field position and 1 timeout remaining with 1:19 left in the half.
And if you do get it, A, chance to score before halftime, or B, at least hang on to the football and keep this 8-0 before going to the break.
Right.
So Hamilton again, ready to take the snap on 4th and 1. He's got it. He cuts back. He's got midfield. He's got the first down.
Now clock will stop here till the chains get set, and then it starts rolling again. So they got to be quick on the ball. Probably look if they're going to pass, get to the outside, to the boundary. Defensively, you got to force them to stay inside on the field so they can't continue to drive and force that clock to run.
Winding down to a minute to go. Vincent back in there. Number 1, the quarterback. Step back. Time. Too much on it. Intended for Isaac Cantu.
Not a bad decision by Eddie Vincent there. The guys are covered. Receiver tries to release downfield, but he throws it to an open area where nobody is. It stops the clock, which is the best thing for you. Now you can settle back in, group everybody together again, get on the same page, and be ready to go. And as an offensive coordinator, you got this play, and now you're thinking of the next play. If we don't get any yardage on this, what do we want to run? If we get 4 or 5 yards, if we get 8 or 9 yards, if we get a first down, all that's going through his head right now for his play calling here in the end of the half.
Second and 10, Vincent. Again, time in the pocket. Again, it breaks down, and again, Vincent takes off to the 40-yard line. Clock continues to roll here. He came up short of the first down. 3rd down and 2 for the Angels. Back to the line quickly. Vincent stepping up. Running, throwing, sideline, catch, juggled, and caught. First down to 23. Clock will stop for the moment. Got to get up and spike it. Holder on the catch out of the backfield.
Yeah, get on the ball, get it down, get it spiked. Line up and play on 2nd down.
Clock rolls, 10 seconds to go. Vincent going to take a shot to Hamilton. He's got it, touchdown! Who needs clock management when you got a weapon like number 7?
Bob, this is all stuff that you practice during the season. Quick 2-minute drill, what kind of plays are we going to run? You look at the matchups that you have. Tremendous job first by Vincent to avoid the sack to get outside, and then to have the arm strength to get it down into the end zone and throw it up for grabs for Hamilton to run underneath it. Hamilton was outside. He had to work underneath the defender back towards the middle of the field. But sometimes you just throw the ball up for your receiver and let them go make plays.
Nelly, you talk about it all the time. It's about trust, right?
It is.
Trust between your teammates, between a connection like Vincent and Hamilton. There was trust that he knew 7 would get there.
Well, the athletic ability first that he has to slip underneath the defender is tremendous. But Vincent getting out of the pressure first was a huge play that he was almost sacked. Was able to pull out even with a bum leg, right?
Going for 2. Hamilton, the snap. The lefty gonna throw it. And incomplete. Was intended for Cantu, who was covered. But yeah, he can throw 2. Another look at the touchdown, Nelly.
Well, here's Eddie Vincent launching it down the field, throwing it up underneath. Does a great job of putting it back to the middle, letting his receiver get after it. Nice job of avoiding some pressure up front. Recognizing where his receiver was going, where the open field was. He threw him open. A lot of times you hear that terminology, quarterbacks, throw your receivers open. He did that right there for number 7. And Hamilton comes up with another big touchdown. Great recognition by Vincent, however, to put it in the spot where only his guy could go get it.
There's the drive with 5 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts at the end. Capped off by Hamilton's 2nd touchdown of the night. And now we saw that he's willing to throw too. He's a lefty and he's willing to throw the football too. So something else for the Blackhawks to think about, keeping their eye on this extraordinary athlete.
A lot of weapons to account for defensively for the Blackhawks against the St. Cat defense or offense. We talked about the St. Cat defense, and they've played extremely well. They've given up some yardage, but they're starting to figure things out. You see the speed that they have from sideline to sideline, stretching out plays. You see big guys up front shedding blocks. Again, very well coached, very well disciplined, understanding what their role is, and all 11 guys doing that together.
Contreras Ward gonna boom it again, a knuckleball, fielded at the 10-yard line. Nice sprint there. Veenendahl, Dane out to the 40, but the clock hits 000 here at the camp. And this Division 4 state championship is 14-0 Angels over the Blackhawks.
I will say this, right? Racine St. Cat's adjusted some different things. They were able to get in some coverage. When I look at Baldwin Woodville, they're just a little disjointed right now. If they can gather themselves at half, come back together, I think they get the football out in the second half, correct? So they have an opportunity offensively to get going. They just need to settle down, right? There's a lot of game left to play. St. Cat's right now is control. Momentum swings back and forth. You got to figure out a way to get that back on your side to make sure you can get something positive out of here starting out in the second half. But coaches really got to settle these kids down.
Oh, they're fired up. Everyone fired up despite the nasty weather. 14-0, the Angels lead the Blackhawks at the half. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates.
The Angels' passing attack has taken flight, and Racine St. Catherine's a 14-0 lead over Baldwin Woodville at halftime of this Division 4 high school football championship. Welcome down to the field level here at Camp Randall. I'm Brad Hansen, joined by Corey Hinkle, superintendent at Luck, but more importantly, the Board of Control president with the WIAA. Corey, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit, let's just start with the Board of Control. What is it that you guys do?
Yeah, the Board of Control is the governance body for the WIAA. It's made up of 11-member board. 7 of them are elected by districts, and then there's 4 at-large positions, a gender, a minority, a school board association, and non-public rep. So we oversee all the aspects of the WIAA.
And so what is kind of the primary function that you guys are looking at when you meet, whenever it is that you meet?
From everything, from the finances to rule changes, really, our organization is a membership-driven organization, so we use committees. The coaches' committees usually provide us with rule changes. It goes through a sports advisory committee, then finally the advisory council, and then finally to the Board of Control. So there's a robust process for vetting through the rules process. It just doesn't happen overnight with the rules. And then we also make sure the Constitution and the rules are upheld. We deal with appeals. If somebody disagrees with how the rules are applied, it comes to the Board of Control.
So, Corey, how long have you been doing this for, Board of Control?
The Board of Control, this is my 3rd year. I'm on my third year of a 3-year term. I can be up for re-election for another 3-year term. Before that, I was on the advisory council as well, which is the one that oversees the rules before it gets to the Board of Control.
What's the experience been like for you as you kind of understand the full process of everything that happens at the WIAA?
It really is eye-opening as you see all the aspects, because we are representing the membership. The schools are the ones that elect us. I represent the Northwest region of the state, District 1, 40-plus schools, from small schools to large schools, and I'm trying to follow what they want. You know, it's a tough job, because when you're dealing with all aspects of schools, you really need to have an open mind in making this decision making. But the best part is attending these state events and being able to hand out the hardware to these to these students.
And of course, you left the northwest part of the state, came south. You thought maybe it would be a little bit warmer. No, we've had wind, snow, rain. We've had it all today.
Yeah, it's beautiful football weather for a Northwest Wisconsin guy.
It sure is. All right, Corey. Well, you've got one more gold ball to hand out tonight, so we'll let you get to that, all right?
All right, thank you for having me.
Corey, thank you for joining us. We're going to step aside and hear from our local sponsors. This is your WIAA Network station. Halftime of this Division IV State Football Championship, Racine St. Catherine's, the 14-0 lead over Baldwin Woodville. Welcome back to Camp Randall Stadium. It has been wet, it has been soggy, it has been windy, but we have had so much fun handing out 3 gold balls so far today. We've got 1 more in this game, and then, of course, 3 more tomorrow. Let's recap that action for you. In D7, it was a snowy winter wonderland this morning at Camp Randall Stadium as Edgar pitched the shutout over Potosi Cassville 19-0. Jerry Sins gets another state title in his 50th year. Then it was Lomira who survived the late push from Grantsburg, and they take a state title in Division 6, 26-19. In D5, Stratford reclaiming the title as the winningest program in the state, their 10th straight title, 21-6 over Wrightstown. And a good one here in Division 4, Racine St. Catherine's up 14-0 over Baldwin Woodville. That's going to do it for tonight, but tomorrow we've got 3 on deck starting about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Notre Dame and Catholic Memorial, then Slinger and Rice Lake in Division 2. And we will wrap up this tournament series, Division 1 championship, 4 o'clock, Muskego and Bayport. All right, we are marching ever closer towards that last gold ball on this Thursday, but right now we're going to step aside and hear from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA Network station. Halftime of this Division 4 State Football Championship, Racine St. Catherine's, the 14-0 lead over Baldwin Woodville. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, see exactly how we got here. And I think both of these teams must have come in today and said, we're not going to kick no matter what. A couple of big 4th down stops going both ways early in the game. Baldwin Woodville, the big stop there. And then they are repaid in kind here, just short of the goal line on what would have been a scoring play there. And then the Angels take flight. Look at that beauty down the sideline. Number 7 has taken over this game. How about another passing touchdown to get our scoring going? And that is how we have gotten to where we are. 14-0 the lead for Racine St. Catherine's. And you look at the stats, and it's going to bear out exactly what we just saw. All the passing yards belonging to the Angels, 134-0. Baldwin Woodville effective on the ground, but a couple of turnovers, and that has been the difference in this game so far. Can they turn it around in the second half, or will the Angels run away with this? We'll find out in just a bit. But right now, a message from your local sponsors. This is your WIAA Network station.
For WIAA Football Championships, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. 14-0 our score. Racine St. Catherine's leading Baldwin Woodville as we get you set for the second half of football. Before we do that, we check in with Nick down the field. He talked to the 2 Dans, Kiefer and Miller.
That first half effort, a championship level defensive performance. Really pleased with that 4th down stop inside the red zone, right, to get the ball back and give the momentum back as well. Said this group really needs to come out, though, firing in the third quarter to preserve that lead. Coach Kiefer on the other side said, yeah, we can't turn the ball over. And I asked him, you have 0 passing yards. How do you get the balance back? Obviously, the one pass was the interception. Coach, very confident. He said this group has come back from a couple of touchdowns before. He's very confident that this group will get things figured out here in this third quarter and come back and win the game, guys.
Nick, thanks. Yeah, Baldwin Woodville threw only 1 pass, rushed it for 109 yards, Nelly.
Yeah, 1 pass, 1 interception, right? Which made it really difficult. But that guy right there on the screen, Lamont Hamilton, the Baldwin Woodville defense has to figure out something to stop them. Right now they've been in single coverage pretty much the entire first half. You got to find a way to get some safety help over the top to try and negate him out in the pass game. And then you just got to corral when he's lined up in Wildcat defensively on your front. But I just have a feeling Baldwin Woodville's close, right? They've got Sell and Holdorf who did a tremendous job coming into this game. They've rushed for over 2,100 yards in Holdorf, and I think Sell's over 1,500 yards. So these guys can play. They know this. And I like hearing the encouraging words. We've been here before. Our guys know what to do. If you've not been in that situation, it makes it a lot more difficult. So there's some things that they can refer back to and understand. How do we adjust in the game before where we were down? How do we come back from that? But this St. Cat defense has been everything we thought it was going to be. They've run very well sideline to sideline. They're in coverage very well. They bring 6 guys at a time, so the offensive line can't block everybody. They got in the backfield a few times. The Blackhawks have to find a way to get something positive here in this first drive. Whether they score or not, they got to get a drive going down the field. And if they can do that, now they start to build some confidence. We talked about that going into the half. Now coming out, you got to find a way to switch momentum back to your side. Even if it's a little bit, start gaining piece by piece, and good things can happen. But right now, the way this thing's been going, St. Cat's has owned this game. I'd look for them to come out hungry, ready to go defensively and try and get a quick stop against the Blackhawks. And again, it's offensive game right now sits in Blackhawks' hands to get something rolling.
As Nelly mentioned, Baldwin Woodville going to get the football here to kickstart the second half. Contreras Ward will boot it.
I want to know, does he have a flat toe shoe on? The old flat toe, steel toe shoe?
One would hope, right? The way he boots it.
I don't think he does.
No. Looks like
that's a brave soul in this weather.
Looks like tire tread. You took it off of
right.
An old Oldsmobile and just made it into a shoe.
A little alligator skin.
Kicking into the north end zone now. The wind has kind of died down, but the rain certainly hasn't. And the third quarter, second half is underway. Short kick this time, fielded at the 14. This is Wienendahl with room. Hanging on to the football and then hanging on for dear life down the sidelines and then pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
Well, they got a good kick return going into the half. They got another really good kick return to start the second half. That starts to shift the momentum. He starts going to the left, a little misdirection, comes back right. Really good job of slipping a tackler and blocking downfield from his teammates. Heads up by those guys. You set up at the 43-yard line right now. Great field position for this offense to go to work.
And Gavin Sell, the converted wide receiver. He played there for 3 years before shifting to the QB spot this year. And Wienendahl gets the football and gets popped. Ball's loose on the rug. Recovered by the Angels. This is how the first half started for Baldwin Woodville.
I was just thinking the same thing. One pass, one interception, one play after a great return, another fumble from Baldwin Woodville, recovered by the Angels. Again, a hat on the ball. Ball protection, when you're back there, you have to make sure you're squeezing with both hands, especially when you're about to get tackled. Great play up front, putting the helmet on the ball, coughs it up. And the pursuit then, again, don't give up on a play. You never know what's going to happen. Very opportunistic here from the St. Cat's defense. Sets up really well for an offensive series for them. They got things rolling there as punt in the first one, but boy, did they start taking over here in the end of the first and end of the second quarter.
Got the football back again here. 39-yard line. And Holder on the carry. In the pile, Nelly, got to give credit where credit's due. Rudy Pardo from his defensive end spot. There he is. As we check out the penalty, there was a hold on the Angels, but Rudy's the one who came up with the football, and that wasn't easy. You got bodies and arms and limbs and everything going on there.
I think guys are trying to scoop the ball. Your own teammates, too, trying to scoop it and falls out of their hands or diving in. You don't want anybody to get hurt, but you got to be aggressive to the football.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
Sean Umlin, he and his crew from up north in this Division IV state championship.
I think they'd be used to the colder weather. When you get cold, you start slurring things, your mouth doesn't work quite right, but so far we've called a pretty decent game.
Yeah, Sean, you get a pass in this weather. So back to the 49-yard line.
One pass.
1st and 20 now for the Angels. Isaiah Taylor in the backfield behind Vincent. Eddie gonna throw. Over the middle. And his man can too, but a little too much air underneath it.
That's one when, as you talk as a quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, right, you want to just give him a little bit more air. Let him run to the football. This one is more of a dart in the air. He's trying to sling it in there up over the top of a defender, but just a little bit more, it gives him a chance to run.
It'll be 2nd and 20. Yeah, they call Rudy Pardo Mr. Everything, I guess. Plays defensive end, plays tight end, recovers fumbles.
Whatever you need me to do, coach.
Vincent, quick throw. Circling under it, it's Hamilton. Who else? And who else goes into the end zone for another touchdown?
Well, you get mismatches with that young man for sure. Does a great job of throwing the ball, giving it air that time, letting Hamilton run underneath. He just takes one step and throws it up. He got hit right at the end. Way to stay in there, young man, but great job of coming up. And as a defensive back, you're trying to close. Last minute, your hand has to go up when the receiver's hands go up. Well, Hamilton puts him up late. Doesn't give you really a chance to do that. We talked coming into the half, you got to find a way to give help to your corners with safeties or somebody else with that underneath route and let your corner play over the top. Again, one-on-one coverage, and Hamilton's proven to be just too much to handle tonight for the Blackhawk defense.
49 yards on the hookup. Lamont Hamilton, 4 catches, 155 yards, 3 touchdowns so far. That's a new Division IV state record, Scott, already. And we've only just begun the 3rd period.
Right.
Looks like we had illegal substitution on Racine St. Cat's. They had maybe too many in the huddle, maybe 12 men.
They got 12 guys on the field right now, yep.
Yeah, when Sean's counting, that's a dead giveaway.
Right.
Substitute infraction on the offense. 12 men on the field. We have the try.
Dan Miller's a big 2-point guy. He hates kicking PATs. Rarely does. So,
well, some coaches have that flashy onside kick every time, go for 2 every time, right? It's hard to stop that. A lot of things happen very fast down at the 3-yard line. Now, of course, they're back at the 8, so it gives your offense a chance to open things up a little bit. But that's your philosophy, and you stick to it. The kids love it.
It's Telemontez taking the snap here. Gonna roll. Gonna cut back. And gonna get tackled at the 6. So no one open in the end zone, but the damage done by Lamont Hamilton for the 3rd time tonight. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliates. 20-0, Angels in front. Here is your Rural Road to State, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Dan Miller told us earlier this week, Dan, that they are battle-tested for this state championship because of the road they had to get here. Lake Mills was a dogfight. Again, 14 points, the most points they've given up, and had to score late to win that football game, and then knocking off Aquinas to get here. Battle tested indeed.
Yeah, two-time defending state champs in Aquinas, and yeah, you go against some really, really good teams as you progress through the playoffs, and they held their own, right? And they're proving that today, that they've earned that right to be here in Camp Randall and Barry Alvarez Field.
Again, short kick here, going south to north. Veenendaal's got it, tucked away up high and tripped up at the 30-yard line. All right, if you're the Blackhawks and you look at the drive summary, Nelly, it ain't pretty because of the way two drives started in particular. They quickly turned disastrous.
Yeah, and the two you're talking about, the first pass play of their offensive series, intercepted. The first run play during the start of the second half, the beginning of the start of the second half, resulted in turnovers, and St. Cat's capitalized big on that last one.
The turnovers, killers for the Blackhawks, but got the football here. Quick out to Veenendaal. He pushes the pile, and then he gets pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
We've talked about that front, the defensive front, linebackers being able to flow really well, shed blocks. This time was a quick pass play out to the edge. Try just quick hitters. Get something positive going here again. We talked about that coming into the second half, then the fumble happened. Same thing with this drive, same type of attitude. Just get some positive things going for your offense and your players to get back energized into this football game.
Yeah, good start there. First down and 10 at the 40. Gavin Sells surveying. Holdorf will squeeze out 4, maybe 5 yards.
Holdorf's been quiet tonight. He's got 12 yards or 12 carries for about 60 yards on the night. Not typical game numbers for him, but they did a good job of pulling a guard coming around the outside edge. 2 lead blockers for him for a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, what the Angels are doing with Holdorf is they're not letting him bust off the big one. And that's been big so far in this game. Second down, 6 to go. Sell loads up downfield, just out of the reach of James Kropelnicki, the big tight end. He's the blocking tight end. They don't do this a lot, but they tried to spring the surprise throw here.
Yeah, and Sell does a nice job getting out of the pocket. A lot of times when you're rolling, you think you got to pull a lot of extra air and force into it, just overshot his receiver. If you get out in space like that, sometimes trying to set your feet, if you have time to do that, provides for a better throw. That time, again, just a little overshot.
Third down and 5 for the Blackhawks. Sell stays on his feet. Gets the first down past midfield on the 48-yard line. Looked like he might get tripped up and bring up fourth down. Instead, Sell just galloped over the defense.
Well, he's got an option here to either pitch out to Holdorf or carry it. Holdorf recognizes he's keeping it all the way. I better turn upfield. And that little chip block right on the edge allowed Sell to get the first.
Isaiah Taylor had him in the backfield. Missed him, however. Fresh set of downs. And Holdorf, again, bottled up. Gain of just 1.
AC Ward, you see there, number 11, was on the defensive end position, crashed down the line of scrimmage. A lot of times guys will loop around. He put his foot in the ground, got straight down behind the line of scrimmage. Behind the offensive lineman, was able to bring down that tackle for a yard.
Ward's an all-state defensive end. They call him the turnover machine. Always lurking, ball hawking. Holdorf careens his way to the 41-yard line. Upcoming 3rd and 3.
You've trusted Holdorf, you've trusted Sell a lot this year with the run game, and I'm glad to see him going back to him, build a little confidence in him. Even though they've turned the ball over a number of times, here's an opportunity to show that you've earned the right to play here at State. Keep working your workhorses. Trust them. That's what helped get you here. Trust that offensive line up front to block and maintain a block so the guys can run.
Straight ahead, Sell faked the give on the jet sweep. And then got enough for the first down to the 37.
just a design play for Sell the whole way. Fake that, get behind those linemen, put your shoulder down, a big body. He's 6'3" and a little over 200 pounds, so it's a guy that can move the load.
Back to the line on 1st and 10. Again, calling his own number. And good yardage there. Strong run. And then spinning for extra yards to make it 2nd down and 1. And timeout called by the officials. We had an injured Angel who needed help getting off the field. That's Rudy Pardo. See the last 3 drives, Nelly? Bottled up, to say the least. This drive, got it churning, got it moving. 43 and counting. Want to keep the pace quick here. 2nd down and 1. On the give, Veenendahl. Marker comes in to the end zone for the moment and a touchdown. But that flag flew right when Veenendahl made the cut, Nelly.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hold on the outside edge by either the receiver or one of the linemen on the edge.
And there it is, coming back. Tough to swallow if you're the Blackhawks.
That's where you got to have your leaders come together and say, look, we just scored. We can do this, fellas. We got to believe in this. Don't give up. Let's try and see this hole that comes around the edge. Just grab, hooks the arm. Yep.
On the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
Penalty on Haldorf there. Instead of just reaching, just slow yourself down. Recognize, is the ball carrier outside far enough where that guy can even make a play? I think if he looks back at that, he might have been able to let that one go and still score.
Oh, delayed handoff. And Haldorf rather, still bouncing, still alive. Ball pops out again. It goes out of bounds this time. Taden Haldorf. I've held it this long, Nelly, but I'll say it now. He has not fumbled the ball and turned it over once this year.
Well, good thing you didn't say it before that, because I would have blamed you for that.
Correct.
One. Yeah. And runs hard though, doesn't he? Like, he doesn't come down easy. He's obviously hungry for this team and trying to do all he can to help them lead down the field here to score.
3rd down and 8 for the Blackhawks. String it out, give it to Veenendahl, and still on his feet, banging around like a pinball.
Took a big shot from number 6, I want to say it was, Antoine Ozier, who's down on the field right now. I think he took the brunt of that pop after he delivered it.
Yeah, and I think the whistles blew the play dead when the hit was made by Ozier. And the Blackhawks were thinking we should have had more yards. And now they're looking at 4th down and 6. 4th and 5, they'll call it. And yeah, still down on the play after that wicked collision. Antoine Ozier. But when we resume, Nelly, big play coming up for Baldwin Woodville. 4th and 5.
Here you get a chance to see the hit. That number 6 coming in, lowers his shoulder, hits it, kind of, again, took the brunt of that one just by his body position, more on his back. He didn't hit him with the shoulder pad. That hurts. I'll be honest with you, that hurts when you don't hit pad on pad. That's flesh on pad, and that's not a good feeling.
Yeah, and usually when you're the guy lowering the boom, it's the other guy, the runner, right?
Yeah, typically that takes the brunt of that, yeah. He might have just taken a seat there just to kind of gather himself, let the athletic trainers come out, talk to him, just kind of settle things down, slow things down a little bit, give him a chance to pop back up. I would guess we'd probably see him again out on the field as soon as he's ready.
He'll set a play out here, and it's an important play for Baldwin Woodville. 4th and 5. Try not to let all these yards and all this movement of the football down the field fall off. by turning it over on downs. And they may get a free 5.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
I think that was Lamont Hamilton who jumped the gun on the edge, right?
So Dan Kiefer did a great job there talking to his guys. When we get back out there, we're going to go a hard count, but we're not going to move, right? We got no play call. We're going to try and get them to jump. Make sure those guys knew what it was. Sit, don't jump and flinch yourself. Let them do the jumping, and they caught him on a weak one for a big first down game. Keeps this drive alive.
Big penalty there. Blackhawks will take it, 1st and 10 at the 26. Gavin Sell escaping, still on his feet, and reaching to the end zone, touchdown! What a strong run. Gavin Sell, strong like bull, in for 6.
We've seen Haldorf run really hard. That time Sell got to showcase his running ability. Great job of getting down the field, not going down, not going to be denied 6. He sees the opening in front of him, gets past the line, skirts out to the outside edge, reaches out, the ball crosses a plane to the goal line for the touchdown. Good call by the officials.
That is his 25th rushing touchdown from the quarterback spot this season for the All-Stater from Baldwin Woodville. And funky formation, you bet. Sell, give it off, Haldorf, in for 2. Game on in Division 4, 20-8 our score. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliates. Another look at the 2-point conversion. This is like student body right, Nelly.
A little modified swinging gate, so to speak. Haldorf, number 2, you'll see here in a second, goes in motion. And then Isaiah Taylor, number 4, needs to widen out a little bit with him, but stays still. Haldorf is able to gain that momentum on him. You slip out of that tackle and punch it in for the 2-point conversion. Nice design play, really well executed.
It's the state championship game. Every
Pulling
team,
out all the stops, right?
Going deep into the playbook. Digging through the toolbox. What do we got? There's your scoring drive. 26-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Gavin Sell, to make this 20-8. Fielded by Hamilton. Issues bringing him down. Hamilton, 40, 45, midfield. Hamilton trying to take it to the house. Are you kidding me? Touchdown number 4 for Lamont Hamilton. And no flags.
Well, I don't know if you get an answer better than that, right? The kickoff wasn't real deep to begin with, but Shifty, we see him, you mentioned what, Tyreek Hill, they call him, of this team. Shifty outrunning tackles, cut back, and I think there's a tremendous block. You look on your right-hand side, I think if I caught the number, I was number 13, Talamentes, right here. Pauses the pursuit, and then just the speed and the athletic ability for Hamilton to take it to pay dirt. That, again, sometimes you just see some amazing things, right, from players that aren't going to be denied, and he's one of them. He's proven that today in multiple different facets of this game.
Well, he's only a junior, so he's still getting used to the game of football.
Yeah, he looks like he's pretty used to it.
Telemontez, jump toss for the 2-point try. It's the only thing Racine St. Catherine's hasn't done well today is execute. There is a flag down in the backfield. Sean Umlin talking it over with his crew before making the call.
Illegal formation on the offense. The penalty is declined. Try is no good.
Yeah, so no 2-point try, but the damage done on the 83-yard touchdown run, that is a new Division 4 state record for kickoff returns.
Why stop now, right? Just keep it rolling, young man. St. Cat's trying to pull off the old little pop pass to the tight end like DeForest did a number of years ago to win the state championship. Pretty fun to watch that.
Here's what Nelly calls the pop pass.
Just up and over the top. Great job of reacting. And Gavin Selden knocked that one down. Again, a 6'2 frame. 6'3 probably in shoes, right? Just a heads-up play to knock that down. At least keep his team alive here. Now they got, again, they've been able to return these kicks pretty well. Blackhawks have to get another solid return and swing that momentum back. Again, it shifted to you on the touchdown, the 2-point conversion. St. Cat's took it right back. Now you got to try and get that pendulum coming back your way.
And Lamont Hamilton, here's what's scary. He has multiple Division I basketball offers already as a junior. He's going to be a beast on the court for the Angels.
Yeah, he's going to have some decisions ahead of him with whether it be for football or basketball. And just watching him here, he's an athlete, right? A guy that doesn't come around very often, and talented young man for sure. So great to see him have options.
Line drive boot, fielded, and the knee went down to 24-yard line. And just to button it up, Hamilton, the Minnesota Golden Gophers are in on this kid to play football from a defensive back standpoint.
Well, if they're on him, I got a feeling other teams are going to get on him pretty soon after watching this game here tonight. Talented young man.
Having himself a night that he will never forget the rest of his life.
Give him a little break here defensively now. Well deserved.
All-purpose yards, Nelly, 276
wow,
and
that's
counting.
Impressive. Yeah, we're not even out of the third quarter yet.
All right, Blackhawks trying to answer again as Holdorf gets the carry. You can see why he hasn't fumbled all season long. He gets that football, Nelly, and it is jammed in there tight. Ball security is priority one for him.
Well, and that's preached from day one, right? In the beginning of August all the way through. Ball security, and for a young man that gets after it pretty good as a senior, he knows what that means.
A little navigation here to get the first down at the 34-yard line. Isaac Cantu on the tackle. And like they were doing in the first quarter, going to try to go quick, but this time not to keep St. Cat's off balance. They need to go quick. Stretch it out. Marker comes in. Gavin Sell on the carry to the 40. We'll check the penalty.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous stop. Still first down.
Bob, this is one thing that can't happen for Baldwin Woodville right now. You can't put yourself behind the chains like this with mistakes. You got to make sure you check with the officials. You understand the formation that's been called. But at this point, right, you got to have everything go your way in order to get back into this thing.
Backwards 5 yards to the 29. 1st and 15 now. Showing pressure coming. No worries, however. What a job by Holdorf. Even with all the black jerseys up front, he's still finding a crease.
Well, it's a great job by their offensive line, right? 6 guys coming in pressure. They're able to get body on a body, and he's able to find a seam for a big first down carry.
String it out. Veenendahl. Down goes Dane. Dane's dad, Dusty Veenendahl, played for Baldwin Woodville in the 1994 state championship game, Nelly.
Runs in the family, huh?
Yeah. Second down carry. Holdorf again. Tough guy to bring down. They finally do at the 47. By the way, Dane Veenendahl. There's Drew Veenendahl. They're cousins, first cousins. And then there's Dawson Veenendahl, related to those two, but last name is spelled differently.
Interesting.
2 A's instead of 2 L's. That's what I said. Sell on the carry. dives forward where he needed to get. Well, they might have marked him shy.
I'll be interested to see if his knee came down. Looked like he extended for that first down.
Yeah, he thought so. But it's going to be 4th down and 1.
See if they go with another dead call here, try and draw him off sides and then do a quick hitter. Just try and get some push up front to get the first down.
Yeah, whatever it takes, you got to have it here. Got it. Holdorf, first down. A little delayed draw. Tucked it into his belly late. And you can see everybody in this offense now. They're waving their hands at the sideline saying, let's go quick.
Go. Right. I think they feel that sense of urgency right now, too, and they want to go quick. When you start seeing your players, you better be ready to get after it as an offensive play caller to keep that momentum going for your guys.
Holdorf pushing bodies up front. You talked about this offensive line, and that really is the story for Baldwin Woodville this year. They graduated last year, the entire offensive line. So Dan Kiefer had no idea if this was going to come together like it has in 2024.
Right. Good coaching, desire by those players, weight room off season, getting after it during fall camp, and obviously they've done a tremendous job this year.
Sell flushed, directing traffic, on the move, and scampers out of bounds right at the marker at the 29-yard line. If they mark it there, he'll have a first down.
Looks like he might be a ball short. He's right at the 29.5. Half a yard to go.
Had ideas to throw, was looking into the end zone, but there was nothing there. Good coverage by the Angels. So 3rd and less than a yard. Sell's going to call his own number, get the first down. And then offensive line of them gelling, Nelly, and coming together, a new batch. They're the big reason that Sell rushes for 24 touchdowns, that Holdorf rushes for 29, that those two guys are all state. It's because of the guys up front. 1st and 10 from the 27. Sell again. Gets met at the 24. Those guys up front, Andrew Thompson, Sam Aho, Will Phelps, the center, Drew Stark, and Trevor Murdoch. 3 seniors, 2 juniors that were all newbies this year that figured it out. 2nd and 6. Sell to throw, and catch is made, and it's a touchdown for Baldwin Woodville if he stayed in bounds.
And they did call the touchdown. The sideline official ran in, watched down the sideline, looked back to the back judge, shaking his head. Yes, he stayed in bounds. Ball was complete. Big score by Baldwin Woodville there on that play. And again, a lot of different things that come into this whole play. Getting 4th down, getting a 3rd down conversion right here. You'll see, hopefully we get it right in the edge. Yep, stayed in bounds. All of them in, dives to the end zone. Good work by the officials. Great effort by that young man to get 6.
That young man is Brody Everts, the junior. I'll tell you more about him after the 2-point try. Snap it wide, and Sell's going to take it in. So they answer the electrifying kick return for a touchdown with another nice drive. 12 plays, 77 yards, and 4:44 to get 8 more on the board to make it 26-16.
Good job by the offensive line to protect, self-buying time with his feet, and then delivering down to number 18 and Brady Everts. Tremendous job, and then not going to be denied again on the 2-point conversion. Sell calls it. Instead of bringing Holdorf in front, he keeps it himself. Very much the same design play. Off the edge, get the defense packed into the middle, think you're going to go up the middle, and you get to the edge where there's not as many defenders, and does a tremendous job of getting in. Now you got a 10-point game. The key here now is making sure that your kick coverage unit covers down. Everybody stays in their lanes, they converge, and they don't allow another big return on this kickoff here again. You just got to settle these guys down. Do your job, avoid the block, converge and squeeze in your lane so that there's no place for the return man to go.
So here's the story on Brody Everett. He stepped in for the injured Graydon Monacan, their talented receiver. Suffered an ACL injury in week 9, so they lost him from the receiving corps as you look at the drive numbers there. And Brody Everett stepped in and has been making plays like that in the postseason. That's his 7th receiving touchdown of the year, and none bigger at a big time of this football game to get his team back in it. Setting up the football like they might be trying the onside kick. Going to bang it on the rug and see if it takes a funky bounce. It does not. Fielded. And then out to the 45-yard line goes Ozier. Good to see him back in there. And I think they were hoping that the ball would maybe careen away from at least Hamilton for one, and then maybe back into play for the kick return team to do something with it.
Yeah, well, kicking away from Hamilton was smart. Obviously, and the football takes funny bounces. That time it just kind of rolled right to him, sort of like a shortstop or second baseman, just field and get positive yards. Now your defense has to create pressure, has to get into the backfield, get a stop behind the line of scrimmage, but you can't allow them to continue with the drive here now with 1:40 left in the third.
Eddie Vincent, been a while since he's been out there. And brought down for a loss. Holder goes down. A couple of black shirts, Black Hawks rather, jumping the gun to get in there, including Taden Holdorf.
Great job of shedding some blocks, and if your defensive linemen engage long enough, linebackers can shoot gaps, but they got to get downhill. Holder and Selb, the two guys that we talk about on offense a lot, are really good at putting the foot in the ground and getting north and south, shooting a gap and hitting it hard.
Loss of a couple, 2nd and a dozen for the Angels. Under a minute to go in the third. Vincent spinning around and chucking it, and incomplete. Way over the head of Ozier, who was the closest Angel in the vicinity.
A little miscommunication there, I think. Vincent thought he was going to go deep. He broke off the route because the defender was still with him. He couldn't get over the top side. Ball just sailed over his head. Just, again, receiver seeing one thing, quarterback seeing another, just miscommunication. Critical third down here right now, Bob, for this defense, for the Blackhawks. They're 3rd and 12. They got to find a way to get a stop. Keep them back deep where they don't have a chance to go for a first down.
Their first drive of the game was the only 3 and out they've had so far. Trying to avoid it here on 3rd down and 12. Vincent, pressure coming. In the blender. Throws and got it away. Almost intercepted as Vincent went down hard.
Great pressure coming on the outside edge. He starts to drift away from it. Defensive end on the other side starts coming at him. He's got to peel out of that. He's in trouble right from there. But again, taking an angle where he can't get outside that edge and forces a quick throw down and away. Great defensive stop there by the Blackhawks.
That was Andrew Thompson all over Eddie Vincent Jr. And Isaac Cantu lining up to punt for the first time tonight. St. Catherine's doesn't do this too often either.
Might move it back another 5.
Yep.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So Cantu will back up 5 more. Snap this ball now from the 39-yard line. Gavin Sell is the deep man. He's going to point and say it's going to go out of bounds. They'll take it at the 38-yard line with 37 seconds left in the third quarter. Baldwin Woodville down 10, and you see Lamont Hamilton urging his defense now to step it up because game on here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and you need your leaders to do that, right? Guys have been able to prove themselves here on the field, and here's an opportunity now for this defense to step up and show what they're made of right here. The Blackhawks, again, an opportunity here deep into the third quarter, have a chance to get some positive yardage before we head to the fourth.
And once again, Gavin Sell just plowing forward from his quarterback spot. A reluctant quarterback. We told you about the position switch. He wasn't so sure when his coach Dan Kiefer approached him. But then about mid-season, he embraced it. You can tell he loves playing quarterback now. Trying to rally his team here at the Division IV state championship and running out of opportunity and almost caught and then almost intercepted as Sell running out of room as he was running for his life.
And if Sell's able to set his feet right here and throw it, he's got Everts down the field wide open on the top side of his defender, but pursuit from that defense didn't allow for that. Too many black shirts in his face. Wasn't comfortable in trying to deliver that football.
Ball was tipped 3 times.
It was. Lucky didn't get that one picked either, right?
Yeah, at the line, and then his receiver, and then the defender on the backside. 3rd and 4 for Baldwin Woodville. Final play of the third quarter, we shall see. It's Sell trying to get it, and got it to midfield to move the chains and close out the third quarter. Our score, Racine St. Catherine's 26, Baldwin Woodville 16. Fourth quarter to decide the Division IV state championship. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. St. Catherine's from Racine, the Angels leading 26-16, but Baldwin Woodville to start the fourth quarter trying to mount a comeback here. Gavin Sell runs to the right. Marker comes in from the backfield. Might be a hold on the edge and wipe this out.
Official's going to place it a little bit differently. I think he had a hold on the inside. The run play was designed to go up the middle. He bounced to the outside. I'm sure the defender trying to slip off the block just got grabbed.
Sean Umlin with the call. Nelly's going to break it down.
Yeah, right there, right in the middle. You see the jersey gets
on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Jersey just got grabbed there again. Designed quarterback run up the middle that we've seen Sell do a number of times. When he bounced outside, the defender releases from the block. The guy blocking him right grabs the jersey. Pretty easy call for the official, but tough as a blocker not knowing where your quarterback's going to run, and he bounces to the outside. Makes it really difficult for you. You see that a lot of times with offensive linemen as running backs move around. Tough play on his part.
So Tough now facing 1st and 20. Vienendaal's got it. He's got a blocker in front, and Vienendaal going to get all 20 and then some. To the 33-yard line with Tate and Holdorf out front, springing Vienendaal for a first down.
And he popped up right away, ready to run another play. You're starting to see them wear down this defense a little bit here, making substitutions as St. Cat's, but we got another whistle and stoppage in play. They've had success running that jet sweep to the outside edge. I'd look for them to come back to that a few more times this game.
We have an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Angels sideline. We'll have 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. We have first down.
Oh boy.
Well, that's a big penalty, right?
Yeah.
Another free 15.
Dan Miller's looking and saying, who did what?
Wonder if something was said to an official or maybe to one of the players chirping at each other.
But to get a run of 23 and then get 15 more?
Yeah, huge. Again, you feel that momentum switch, right? You can start to see the Blackhawks bouncing up after tackles, there's a little energy to them. Where the Angels right now are hands on their hips, are starting to wear down a little bit. This is where, as an offense, you got to feel that and understand, like, hey, we got them on their heels. We got to find a way to push them over. Whistle, it just had to reset the football back to the 19-yard line, I guess.
1st and 10 at the 19. In the red zone. Veenendahl almost bobbled that snap. Good job by Sell to corral it and make sure he got it in the vicinity of Dane.
Isaiah Taylor with the trip up. Nice job slipping underneath the block and just grabbing onto a heel and bringing him down.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Quick toss. And Dawson Veenendahl on the left side. Not much, if any.
Lockridge read that all the way, shed the block from the wide receiver, and then you got the safety coming in to help. Really good job of slipping that block, bringing him down.
Yeah, no gain in the play, so nothing on the first 2 plays. 3rd down and 10. Sell, rolling. Wants to throw. Will throw. Got his man at the 7. And bang down 1st and goal. James Kropelnicki, the big tight end, was there to help the cause.
Sell missed him initially wide open. We can't quite see it off the screen, but he was open. He was black shirts again in front. He throws it back, throw your receiver over, throw it back towards the field, away from the defenders. Great job on his part.
1st and goal, Sell. Trying to spin his way through the black jerseys. Makes his way to the 2.5 yard line.
Running hard, feeling it. He's feeling it. Just keep feeding the horse.
Inside handoff, and Haldorf trying to push the pile to the goal line. Everyone's hands are up except the officials. Inside the 1.
Quick on the ball, see if they can catch the defense here a little bit out of sync.
Sell, shotgun, 3rd and goal. Haldorf, touchdown! Not to be denied that time. The All-State running back pounds in an important touchdown for Baldwin Woodville.
Haldorf gets his 30th touchdown on the season with that run right there. Pretty incredible. And here's that modified swinging gate, so to speak. We'll see what they come out of this. If Sell keeps it. If Haldorf takes it again.
It's Sell. He's short.
Yep.
That would have made it a 2-point game where a field goal could potentially win it. Now you're going to need a touchdown if you're Baldwin Woodville, but oh my goodness, so much football left to be played here in Madison. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network affiliates. '24 WIAA Football Championships, brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. 26-22. Game on here for the Division IV crown.
Bob, just taking a look at some of the stats here. Baldwin Woodville's outgained Racine St. Cat's here in the second half. 200 to 50. 200 yards to 50 yards. More importantly, they've converted on 8 of 12 third down conversions to keep drives alive. They've overcome those turnovers, and they've made this game now close by 4 points. Got a heck of a ball game here, finishing up the last 10 minutes.
On the ground, they avoid Hamilton again. Ozier's got it. And he'll be wrestled down at the 40-yard line. So the last 3 drives of Racine St. Catherine's, TD, punt. And of course, you had the kick return for a touchdown in there as well. But Baldwin Woodville has been able to
really stepped up, right? Coach talked about that. Come on, we've been here before. We're not backing down. We're not afraid of this. And they've proven that here so far in the second half.
Direct snap to Hamilton. Lamont has done so much damage tonight.
If you can keep him corralled inside the tackles, you're fine. It's when he bounces outside or a quick cutback that he's trouble. If you can harness that, right, you've got good things happen defensively. All that was a 5-yard gain, right? That's a big first down gain. Defense just has to get some penetration, see if they can get somebody slipping a block and force him to just hesitate again where that pursuit can go.
And now Hamilton will go out to his receiver spot as Eddie Vinson will check back in to take snaps as the quarterback on 2nd down and 5. Into the belly, and down goes Hamilton. They suffocated number 7 on that play. And how good does that feel if you're this Blackhawks defense?
Oh, great job of slipping the block. I think that was number 54. And Andrew Thompson engaging, shedding, and tossing the offensive lineman. Makes some contact behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Thompson's been everywhere in the backfield. He's been getting the jump. And he's also the rah-rah kid right now, trying to get the crowd involved. Looking for a big stop here on 3rd down and 7. Vinson to throw. Over the middle, incomplete. Looking for the flag, not going to get it. Ozier.
Now they did get a late flag out there.
It is late. It wasn't down when Ozier went down.
Unless he threw it just to have the conversation. Sometimes they do that, right? I'm not sure if it was. They go through the discussion and have that conversation. We'll see what they decide.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
We get half the stadium excited about it and half the stadium not so excited about it. Can't quite tell from that angle there whether it was he had his arm wrapped up. We'll see here if he he probably grabs his arm around him on the backside early. Fortunately, a good call for by the officials, but not what the Blackhawks wanted.
It's Dawson Wienendahl who thought he had the good coverage. Bang, bang play. Penalty keeps the drive alive for the Angels. Look out. Guess who? Andrew Thompson again. He's been close to doing this, Nelly. Now he got Vinson, got his man.
This is really quick getting off the block and shedding again, getting on the top side of that. Quarterback sees him in his face. Vincent has no idea what's coming from the outside edge, but 2 more defenders from the Blackhawks. Really good job defensively up front of being hungry and not being denied. You can just see it in his eyes, the intensity, the way he's pacing, right? That adrenaline's kicked in. He knows this is really important right now for these guys to hold up for their offense and try and create as good a field position as possible.
Yeah, Thompson's got the motor running on high. 2nd and 19 after the sack. Lamont gonna throw it. Got his man! Catch made by Cantu on the toss by Lamont Hamilton.
I don't know if Wienendahl got crossed up in that route or he's expecting help on the inside, but that was a really easy throw and catch. Wienendahl's just late to the party.
Hamilton still taking the snaps. Gonna run it there, and there's another late flag coming in. Boy, all of a sudden, a lot of laundry on the field here.
Yeah, it was pretty clean first half and 3rd quarter. Now things are coming out.
Personal foul, face mask. 58 black.
Ooh.
Repeat the down.
On offense, Nolan Pius, the guilty party. Don't see that too often.
Not very often. face mask, but on the right-hand side, that's a pretty good shot. Face mask or illegal hands to the face, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, he definitely grabbed that and pulled him down. That's a great call by the officials. Player safety, you got to feel it. If your hand's up there, you got to adjust your hand, but you can't drag a guy down by his head. Baldwin Woodville has to find a way to capitalize on this now. They got one back, right? Penalty on him and pass interference. They just got this one back. See what they can do with it.
Hamilton again. Going to try to squirm to the outside. He will not. Brought down on the backside. Gavin Sell.
Bottom up in the middle, held the edge. This time they squeezed up. A lot of times defenders will stop. Sell keeps working upfield right here, gets into him then, and Hamilton's not getting away from that grasp.
See the graphic at the bottom. That is correct. 2nd and 29. All the way back to the 42-yard line. Vincent back in there. Wants to throw, has time. Now runs out of it, but can't run out of trouble.
He has taken a beating this game. Hurt his ankle. He got popped on a touchdown pass to Hamilton earlier in the game. This time brought down hard on the sideline. Great pursuit and energy by this Baldwin Woodville defense. These Blackhawks has really turned up the intensity here in the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter.
And you see Vincent down the sidelines. Got sandwiched over there, trying to buy as much time as possible. At this point, probably should have just thrown it away, but he's trying to make a play here. And then thrown down there by Taden Halldorf. And Woozy to even get up. Still on the sidelines. Whoever the quarterback is facing 3rd and 29.
But Dan Kiefer talked about it in his interview coming out of half. Like, they've been in this situation before. We're not going to back down from it. Our guys know what to do, and they're proving them right here in the second half.
Mariano Telemontes, who's a backup quarterback.
Another flag on the play. We got delay game. Legal substitution. All right.
12 men on the field.
That's too many. It'll be 3rd. Let's see, math is hard, Nelly. 34, am I right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So Telemontes, senior quarterback. Dan Miller, for now, will opt to put him in, trying to pick up this first down or pick up some yardage here instead of running Lamont Hamilton.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart move, right? Give Hamilton an opportunity on the edge. This is where the Blackhawk defense can't fall asleep. It's 3rd and forever, but you got to make sure you play your defense accordingly.
Hamilton looking his way, trying to get some separation. Goes up. Did he get it?
Is it intercepted?
No.
Oh, he called him on the ground. There you got your help with the safety up over the top on Hamilton. That's what I've been looking for him to do in the second half. Finally got it. Broke up the pass. Sets up a 4th and forever. We'll see if this does touch the ground on the replay. Great job by Sell coming over the top. At least knocking the ball away on the top of the defender. Yep, did touch the ground. Good call by the officials and a great play up over the top by Gavin Sell.
Yeah, just high pointing it, just going up and wanting it more that time. Cantu back to punt for the Angels. Sell is deep, standing at his 20. Fair catch called for and made at the 18. Down by 4, Baldwin Woodville has the football. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network. Scott Nelson, Dan Kiefer's Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks significantly better on their last 3 drives compared to the first 3.
Yeah, I would say when you're rushing up over 200 yards and you get some touchdowns and second half totals, we talked about that before. Baldwin Woodville, again, not backing down. Coach said they've been here before. These guys are ready for it, and they've answered the bell so far.
Holdorf on the carry. The last 3 drives, 70 yards and a touchdown, 77 and a touchdown, 62, and that last touchdown to bring them within 26 to 22.
5.5 minutes. There's a sense of urgency about this, but there's also some control, right? Where you don't want to give too much time on the clock. You want to try and grind this out for the final 5 of the game and see what you can do to get in the end zone for the final score to win.
2nd down and 4 for the Blackhawks. String it out, and Holdorf got it at the very last second. Managed to somehow get positive yards out of the play.
Sometimes you just keep your legs moving and it goes in the right direction, right? And you slip out of tackles. Sell held on to that for a long, long time. He almost got tackled by a defender with the ball still in his hands, and luckily Holdorf was able to yank it from him.
Saw Tatum shaking off the pebbles and the rain, and he's a warrior. Going to need him on this drive. Got the first down at the 29-yard line. Part 2 of the equation here, Scott Nelson. The defense. They've hung their hat on the defense, St. Cat's all season long. Can they come up with a critical stop?
Well, I think we've seen the Blackhawks starting to wear them down here in the 4th quarter, right? Now you start to see the depth, right? Makes a difference, offense and defense, with guys having to go both ways. Even though you want your playmakers out there, it makes a difference.
Holdorf's got it. Nice cut back. Leans his way to the 34-yard line. All 3 timeouts available for both squads.
Again, a little sense of urgency, not much huddling up, communicating at the line of scrimmage. Sells talking to his offensive lineman and getting things rolling.
Gavin, movement, and caught on the tip play back. It came to Kropnicki.
That time Sell on the scramble out, just trying to roll out, little time. That time he finds his receiver where he missed him before, had to throw it late. This time he was able to locate him early. Unfortunately for Kropnicki, that only counts as 1 catch.
Yeah, tip drills to yourself. It's not 2 receptions. But he did get the first down at the 42.
Big first down.
Dienendahl in motion, runs through it, and Sell dragged down from behind. Brought down by Graber. And timeout called by Baldwin Woodville. That's their first.
Timeout, Blackhawks.
We were just talking a second ago, right? A little over 5 minutes on the clock. We just have 3:23 now, right? They've only gotten 2 first downs through that time. They're still on their zone, right? They got to tip it to the 50, past the 50, and get things rolling. But now with 3:23, there's a little bit more urgency.
How did we get here, Nelly? Well, I got here driving through the snow, but in the game here, a lot of big-time plays, that's for sure. Hamilton, this is touchdown number 1. We've got a few more to go for number 7. Here's another one right before the half. The floater made the adjustment. And then here comes the comeback by Baldwin Woodville as Gavin Sell found the end zone. Big time run there. And then to the air. Ballet-like moves by Everts to get in. And then pounding it in. Holdorf getting this one back to manageable. We didn't even show you all of his touchdowns. He's got 4, including a kick return for a touchdown. And yet they're still fighting to keep the lead here. 2nd down and 8. Sell spinning. And going to chuck it out of bounds. Good play there. Graber was all over him in hot pursuit.
Good decision, but this sets up a 3rd and long. They're going to have to capitalize again on the game. They've been 9 of 13, but this one's the biggest one of the game right here. This is extremely important. They got to find a way to get 9 yards, right, to get past the sticks. Huge play call and huge execution now on the part of the Blackhawk offense.
String it out. Got the first down. Gavin Sell. Selling it, Nelly, just enough in the backfield to then spring him.
That time they spread out the formation again, ran that jet sweep. They've done that a number of times to the outside edge. I think that St. Cat's was expecting to go out wide with the wide side of the field. Sell kept it, went straight up the gut. Nice job blocking by his offensive line. and a huge third down conversion.
Under 3 to go, 1st and 10 from the 46. Holdorf, cut back, running hard, churning out the yards on this critical drive. Game-winning drive, perhaps, for Baldwin Woodville.
Really good job up front of opening up a huge gaping hole, and Holdorf just recognizing foot in the ground going north and south. Watching the defensive line for St. Cat's, and they're tired. And I think that offensive line senses that, and they're getting after it.
2nd and 2. Holdorf trying to bounce. Tripped up, tried to hurdle over, short of the first down. Closing late was Isaac Cantu, so he didn't get the first down. Rudy Pardo was in there as well. Big 3rd and 1 play here.
Defensively, you got to dig deep. You just got to find something in the tank. Whatever's left, you got to use it.
Sell rolling. Now tucking and going. He'll get to the 35 and get the first down. Remember, they went for 2 and didn't get it. So you got to have a touchdown here. Field goal does you no good. It's end zone or bust for Baldwin Woodville.
Clock is running right now. You still got 2 timeouts left. You got to be really careful with how you use them, but you got to have a sense of urgency. Play calls in, and you got to go.
From the 35. Sell again. Hope. And he springs free for a gain of 7.
Clock is winding again here. You got to get on the ball, and you got to go fast. Try and catch that defense on their heels.
2nd and 3. It's Sell again. Well, it's been Gavin and Taden all season long. The workhorses in this backfield. Timeout, Baldwin Woodville.
Well, we talked about them earlier in the broadcast, right? Those 2 are dudes. Right? They get after it. They run hard. Good timeout call by Baldwin Woodville and Coach Kiefer. Get his guys some water, get their breath back, be ready for one final push from the 21 on in. Good things are happening. They sense that defense on their heels. The shark, right, tasting or smelling blood in the water, so to speak. It's there for them, but now you got to find a way to finish against a really, really good defense. And on the other side, right, defensive coaches are talking, fellas, play responsibility. We got to get some pressure. We got to get after these guys. We got to make sure we're sure tackle. We got to tackle them inbounds. All those things are going through their heads right now, so they got to burn another timeout. But we can't give up the touchdown. Nothing over the top deep on a pass play. We haven't seen many passes, right, from Baldwin Woodville, but there's always that chance where you set things up with run, and somebody pops over the top, and then Sell's able to dump it.
Jose Ramirez is the defensive coordinator. He played at St. Cat's back in the day. All these guys on defense look up to Ramirez. They want to win a state championship for themselves and for him. Can they hold here? 1st and 10. Veenendahl slammed out of bounds at the 18-yard line. No flags.
Smart job of getting out of bounds. Big pop at the end here. Watch this. He's still in bounds. Yep, that's a legal hit. Took a shot, though.
Yeah, Telemontes
runs really well from sideline to sideline as a linebacker. He's not super big, but boy, does he run well.
Gain of 3 on that jet sweep. 2nd and 7, 18-yard line, Baldwin Woodville. Looking for the go-ahead touchdown in the Division IV state championship. Sell, gonna run. Scrapes off the edge. What a tackle by Hamilton. Blasts in what looked like might be a big gainer. Lamont Hamilton denies him.
Well, that athleticism, right, being able to quick twitch fibers, breaks down, buzzes his feet, ready to move on a tackle.
3rd and 6. Sell, brought down. Ronnie McMorris with the corral at the line of scrimmage. And it's 4th down for Baldwin Woodville. Gotta burn a timeout.
3rd and final timeout.
Well, we were just talking, right? Talking defensively, talking to your defensive kids, your players out there. We got to find a way to make a play. We can't give up a big one over the top. They come up with an opportunity. when opportunity knocks, you got to answer the bell, and they did a tremendous job of doing that.
Ronnie McMorris, Scott, he's the weight room champ at St. Catherine's, 600-pound squat. He broke the school record, which was held by his defensive coordinator, Jose Ramirez. He's a guy who creates havoc in the backfield. That time, he jumped the gun, smelled it, and stuffed it.
Well, a sense of urgency, right? Having that desire, that want to get back there and make plays. And that's what great teams do. And this defense has been really, really solid all year long. They need one more stop. They need to stop them from getting 8 yards. They can do that. They set themselves up for winning the gold ball if they give that up. Baldwin Woodville has got to get quick on the ball. Spike and do something, but they got to control things here. First things first is get the first against tough defense.
4th and 7. They need the 11-yard line to keep this drive alive, keep their hopes alive. And now timeout, Racine St. Catherine's.
Little gamesmanship going back and forth.
Angels.
We're going to cap off today's action with a barn burner here in Division 4. Wake up with us tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We kick off Division 3. Going to be a doozy between Notre Dame and Catholic Memorial. Then Slinger, the unbeaten Owls, descend on Camp Randall to face Rice Lake, and Muskego and Bayport close it off in Division 1 tomorrow evening.
Great slate of games there tomorrow. We've had some good ones here today. This one is a great one to cap it off for the first day of the championship series. Tomorrow looks like 3 games that are going to be great matchups.
And this one kind of had the feeling, just knowing how good these two teams were. Baldwin Woodville, explosive offense, stingy defense. Racine St. Catherine's, we said at the top, something's got to give. Well, it's coming down to the final seconds, the final plays in Division 4. 4th and 7 for the Blackhawks. Gavin Sell to roll. Throws it. And it's intercepted. Isaac Cantu to ice it. Nelly, somehow Gavin Sell got the pass off before he was brought down. But the defense appropriately seals the deal for the Angels.
Well, Sell, as he's scrambling around, decides to launch it last second, give your guys a chance. And Veenendahl had an opportunity that bounced out of his hands right into number 3, Isaac Cantu. Cantu comes up with the biggest play of the game. We've seen a lot of big ones, but that one was the biggest one for Racine St. Cats to seal it.
Nelly, Baldwin Woodville, they go down swinging. 17 plays on that drive, over 5 minutes on the clock. Couldn't punch it in. Our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. We'll get to it in a moment. I think number 7 is going to be involved, Nelly. I think. I'm just taking a guess. A knee from Vincent. And that will be our Wisconsin DOT play of the game. It's the best feeling to finish off what you started. Leaned on the D all season long and capped it off with the interception.
Well, we had a little bit of everything, right? We had some great offensive play. We had some great defensive play. We had a huge special teams play with the kick return by Hamilton. All those things come together. And Racine St. Cats is celebrating for the gold ball.
Angels on high. Racine St. Catherine's, state champs for the 2nd time in school history. Gold ball in 2018. You got a bookend to join it in 2024. 26-22, the final. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate. Divine intervention Doesn't hurt. The Angels over the Blackhawks, 26-22. Down to Nick, who's talking to Lamont. Who else?
Mr. Hamilton, you did so many things tonight, but let's talk about that defensive stand to seal this win. Just talk about the defensive stand and all of your guys coming together there.
I mean, that last drive, we always talk the whole season, bend, but we don't break. So, I mean, he huddled us up. He told us how serious it was. I mean, we had to really lock down and get the stop if we really wanted to do it.
You told me this was a journey 6 years in the making. How does this feel now that you've made it?
I mean, since a little kid, this is every little kid goal, man. I mean, we've been playing with each other since we was little kids, so we always wanted to get here, and I felt like we got it done.
Who do you want to give a shout-out to? So many guys played a key role tonight.
I mean, Eddie Vincent, Mariano Telemontes, Adrian, everybody, man, just the whole team involved.
Congratulations on the state title.
Thank you.
Guys, back up to you.
Thanks so much. 4 touchdowns for that young man. Only a junior. Yeah, he'll be back in 2025. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliates. This moment for Dan Miller and the Angels, years in the making. Years. You heard Lamont Hamilton talk about it. Scott Hamilton. Yeah,
been called worse.
The figure skating. But these kids, the senior class and the junior class, they've been playing football together in Racine in the junior league, winning championships since 3rd grade. And Dan Miller said these 2 classes, juniors and seniors, they're stubborn. Both of them would compete against each other. But what they did was the staff and these players figured out how we take that stubbornness and play together as one team.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I think when there's a desire that way, right, to win and to compete against each other, it's almost like the juniors are looking at their big brother as seniors, right? And how can I one-up you and do that? But they found a way to come together. And that's the biggest thing, and that's what football is finding a way as a team to do something for the greater good, not just yourself. Even though Hamilton had a tremendous game, that was for the greater good of the whole. And when kids buy into that, great things can happen like you see here. I will say on the other side, right, with Coach Kiefer, that way, right, a tremendous job of his kids coming out in the second half. Tale of 2 halves. They own the second half. Racine St. Cat's owned the first. Racine St. Cat's had a way to just hang on for one more play to dig in that tank and find whatever they could find to get it done. And you feel bad for Baldwin Woodville. They played a heck of a game, though. And obviously a class program and kids, and they did things the right way tonight. They did not give up when it very easily could have gone the other way, right? And that's a tremendous thing on their part.
You see on the back of the jersey, Angels strong when they needed to in the final play to seal the deal. That'll do it. 4 games in the book, 4 state champions crowned, 3 more tomorrow. The final in Division 4, Racine St. Catharines over Baldwin Woodville, 26-22. Join us for Division 3 tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. as the Tritons battle the Crusaders. We'll have it for you on the statewide television network. Good night, Wisconsin.
The 2024 WIAA State Football Championships have been brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program and live internet stream without the express written consent of Allen Media Group, Wisconsin Broadcast Division is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law.